the realm of AI ethics, how do you balance the need for innovation with the responsibility to prevent biases and discrimination? What do you think, Rahul?
Human beings don't have a very good record of being ethical. I mean, World War II, World War I, these are not, human beings are not that ethical. But I think these are things that, as Sam said earlier, that we need to sit down, not just as individuals or nation states, but as the planet as a whole and discuss these things and try and understand the possible repercussions. I mean, these type of technologies have existed before. There is a precedent. It's not, AI is not, the first time a technology is dangerous. Nuclear weapons, for example, are an example that were very dangerous and were sort of managed reasonably effectively. So I'm sure that these questions can be tackled. I think we should be optimistic about things like AI, and also what you mentioned, we should be realistic. I mean, I'm also not entirely convinced that it's going to transform the world completely and everything's going to go upside down. So I think there's a little bit of balance that is required in when you look at these things.
Education plays a vital role in the AI literacy. So how do you think we can integrate AI education as part of the Indian curriculum? Maybe if you become the Prime Minister of India in 2024, what skills you think India should prioritize for future generations?
I mean, for me, I'm sitting here today, and a lot of my time is spent back home in the rural environment. So it's a cultural sort of huge transition, seeing, having this type of discussion and then seeing the reality of the Indian education system and our school system and stuff like that. I think on the higher education side, on the engineering side and the technical side, our education system is reasonable. It's good. And it's competitive with any other, top economy of the world. I think where a lot of work needs to be done is the sort of primary education, the secondary education, education for poorer people, weaker sections of society. I think that's where a lot of focus needs to be put. And then also I feel that India needs to think about production and manufacturing and the type of skills that go into production and manufacturing, which frankly we haven't paid as much attention as we should, and I think is almost as critical as the services.